welcome. I'm Dana Richards, the CT coordinator for the Santa Clara County Office of Education. We are in the College in My Future session of College Day 2022, Level Up. And it is my pleasure to introduce Manny Barbera, who is the Vice President of the Eastside Education Foundation. And Manny is going to take it from here and introduce this amazing team. We're really lucky to have such a great group. And thank you, audience. And please feel free to go ahead and ask questions in the chat.
Thank you very much, Dana. And thank you to the Santa Clara County Office of Education for coordinating this College Day today, where we get an opportunity to communicate with you, a tremendous opportunity. So this is going to be, you're going to find out why you're lucky to be attending Eastside Schools as we share information about our College in the Future Spartan Eastside Promise program, that because you happen to be attending the Eastside Union High School District and the elementary feeder districts, you are able to participate in. Thank you, Kirsten. So gonna just share first, so welcome, of course, and we want to welcome everyone. As Dana mentioned, my name is Manny Barbera, and I'm the Vice President of the Board for the Eastside Education Foundation. And if I can have the next slide. So the Eastside Education Foundation exists to promote programs that support the success of the students within the Eastside Alliance districts. Now, when I make reference to the Eastside Alliance, I'm making a reference to the Eastside Union High School District, and then the elementary feeder districts. So Alum Rock School District, Berryessa School District, Evergreen School District, Franklin McKinley School District, Mount Pleasant, Oak Grove, and Orchard School District. So all those 7 districts feed into the Eastside Union High School District, and eventually, we hope, will lead you to attending college. You don't have to attend San Jose State University, but we have a pathway for you that you're going to find out about that will take you directly to San Jose State. At this point, I would like to introduce to you the president of the board of directors of the Eastside Education Foundation, Dan Mosier, who is the former and retired superintendent of the Eastside Union High School District. Dan?
Thank you, Manny, and good evening and welcome parents and students. I'm Dan Moser, president of the board of directors for the Eastside Education Foundation. And we're delighted that you've chosen to learn about College in My Future as you look beyond the 6th grade and high school. Research studies have shown that the college pathway starts in middle school, and many of us say way before that. I want to focus on the why we at the Eastside Foundation are dedicated to the Spartan Eastside Promise program and Eastside students. With over 75 years of experience, Manny and I are aware of the dreams and aspirations of parents to have of their children to enjoy the benefits of living in Silicon Valley. However, for many parents and students, there are financial barriers that make university a challenge, if not an unreachable dream. We want to change that norm and have every child go for their dream by starting and completing college. The Eastside Education Foundation is committed to making it possible for our high school graduates to not only move on to four-year college, but to also complete college. To live and thrive in this emerging global economy, today's youth needs to be ready for new job demands requiring skills learned at university. The jobs of the future demand problem-solving skills, communication skills, and skills that are technical in all fields, whether they be medical, engineering, business, legal, and so forth. We at the foundation want your son or daughter to be ready to engage and to be competitive with these new skills and tools of the future. However, parents, we need you as a partner by encouraging your child to take challenging courses and by completing the A to G requirements with a C grade or better. When we talk about which college, there is a wonderful opportunity at San Jose State University through the Spartan Eastside Promise program. Through the Spartan Eastside Promise program, any Eastside Union High School District student meeting eligibility requirements through CSU is guaranteed admittance to SJSU. And if a student needs financial help to attend, it's there through the foundation and other sources. We believe that every child should have the opportunity to share and enjoy in the perks our community provides. Parents and students, it's time to act now by engaging in College in My Future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. So Dan mentioned something there about taking challenging coursework and the A to G requirements. You may be wondering, what was he talking about? So we do have a pathway for you, the Spartan Eastside Promise, which you're going to find out about in just a little bit. But before we get to that part, we want you to know what you can be doing now as you are in middle school or elementary or in high school, what you could be doing now to prepare for this. So at this point, I would like to introduce Bin Liu, who is the lead counselor in the Eastside Union High School District, and she's going to share some information with you that would be important for you to keep in mind before you find out the details of the Spartan Eastside Promise. So Bin, thank you so much for being with us here this evening.
Thank you. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect.
So I'm going to do a presentation on how to get to college. So what we're covering today. Oh, where's the screen? Give me 1 second. So today we're going to cover the educational requirements of jobs, the A through G requirements for CSU and UC eligibility, how to prepare for college, and how to support your students for college readiness. So why go to college? As according to our Bureau of Statistics, Labor Statistics, it shows that earning a bachelor's degree will earn you more money, right? The higher the degree, the more advanced the degree, the higher the earning potential. So according to the NCES data, it shows that a student who earns a bachelor's degree will technically over a lifetime will earn $1 million more than somebody with a high school education. So what are the different types of degrees that you can earn? Students who are trying to go out there and earn a certificate, usually you're there to earn a trade, learn a trade or a skill, and that would normally take about a year. And you can earn a certificate at a trade school, at a community or at a community college. For those of us that want, there are certain degrees that will require associate degree. An associate degree will require 2 years of education at a community college. A bachelor degree is usually 4 years, and a master's degree is 2 years above a bachelor's degree. Your bachelor and your master's and your doctorate degree can be earned at the university, and the doctorate degree is 4 years beyond a bachelor's degree. So you're wondering why all these degrees? Because different jobs will require different degrees. If you're planning to become a registered nurse or a dental hygienist or even a web developer, then an associate degree is required. An associate degree can be obtained at the community college, and that will require usually 2 to 3 years. For a bachelor's degree for if you want to become a teacher, human resource manager, an engineer, or a programmer, this will require a bachelor's degree, and you'll have to go to the university to earn your bachelor's degree. Now, if you're planning to become a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist or even a principal, that will require a graduate degree. So a graduate degree is 2 more years beyond your bachelor's degree. If you're going to become a doctor or a dentist, That's usually your PhD or your doctorate degree. That's 4 more years beyond your bachelor's degree. Now we're going to talk about the A through G subject area. For those of you who are planning to earn a bachelor's degree at the university, you must meet your A through G eligibility while you're taking classes in the high school. So which means that these are 15 classes that you need to take in different subject areas, and you must earn a C- grade or higher. In the area A, which is social studies, you'll need to make sure that you're going to do well in your history classes. World history, US history, econ or government will count for social studies. English, you'll need 4 years, so which means that it is very important that you do well in your English class every single year of high school. For mathematics, they want you to take a minimum of 3 years, but 4 years highly recommended because a lot of careers and profession will require a math degree, a math class. So they want you to take a minimum of at least Common Core 1, Common Core 2, and Common Core 3, and a 4th year of math, usually math analysis or higher. In the area D is science. They want you to do well, require 2 years, 1 year of a biological science, which is usually biology, and 1 year of a physical science, and this can be chemistry or physics. We do recommend a 3rd year of science because it is pretty competitive to get into the university. For the area of world language, we do need you to complete 2 years of the same language. So they could be Spanish, could be French, could be Vietnamese. So 2 years of the same language, a 3rd year is highly recommended. For the area of visual and performing arts, we will need 1 year. And the category G is your college prep elective, and that is anything that is above and beyond the requirement. So if you take a 4th year of math, that counts as your A through G elective. Or if you take an extra year of visual performing arts, that counts as your A through G elective. Now, how to prepare your student for college readiness? In step 1, make sure that you complete your A through G courses, minimum of 15 courses during 9th through 12th grade. Make sure that you maintain and become involved in extracurricular activities because they're not looking just for academics, but they're looking for a well-rounded student. Make sure that you participate in clubs and sports and activities in school to become well-rounded, to become a leader in your community and to develop passions. Attend your college counselor information night at your school site. Every single school site will have your counselor college information night. Attend your college fair. So Eastside Union High School District in the fall had a college fair at Independence High School where they invited over 70 colleges to represent, to come to our college fair. So if you missed it this year, I recommend that you come next year in the fall. Visit the college campuses. Do this at least in the end of your 10th grade year. If you cannot visit the campuses, you can also do it virtually. San Jose State has a Spartan SJSU preview night, which is happening November 10th. If you're a junior or senior, you should definitely sign up for that and consider your college options. And you want to start researching potential colleges. When you go to Eastside, you're going to have access to Naviance as a free program for you to take a personality test to see which careers will match your personality, and it will allow you to do a research and see what colleges will offer the degree that you want to study. And by junior year, we would want you to create a personal email address. So the reason why we want to do this is because your ESU or your high school email will expire when you graduate. So create your personal email address to apply for scholarships, to apply for colleges. And in the fall of your senior year, in August and October, you're going to start applying to the 4-year universities, and we want you to take advantage of the different application workshops that are offered at your school site. And importantly too, money is important. For free money for college, we'd like you to apply for the FAFSA by March 2nd or the CADA. And if you're planning on attending a community college, then go ahead and make sure that you attend our workshops in the fall, in the spring. And how to help your students. So currently right now, we want to make sure that you monitor your students' progress, right? So some schools will use Canvas as a platform to monitor your students' grades and assignments and homework and communicate with the teacher. Just find out which platform you use. In Eastside, we use Canvas. Continue to show interest and support your students. Watch for signs of burnout and stress. And do make sure that they seek their academic counselor or their social worker on campus to give them tips on strategies and how to regulate their stress. And if your child is still struggling in class, make sure that you take advantage of the resources that are offered by teachers. A lot of the teachers at Eastside will offer help during break, during lunch, even before and after school. And most of our Eastside high schools have a morning or after school tutoring program that is free for all students. Now, you can also reach out to teachers and counselors too as needed. If you find that your child is struggling, make sure that they talk to the teacher, talk to the counselor, and if needed, we are more than happy to set up a parent-teacher conference to go and help them navigate through the challenges. And importantly, encourage your child to start a study group with other friends. And then the San Jose Public Library offers free online tutoring. And we have something called paper.com when you come to Eastside. It is a free 24-hour online tutoring service, which is free through EC Arms. And thank you when I'm done with my presentation. And we can leave the questions for the end. Amanda?
Yes, of course. I think
But
Manny
unmute.
said something. He was on mute.
There we go. Thank you very much, Ben. And I would like to encourage everyone to take advantage of chat, and you can put questions there. And we will be addressing some of these questions at the end of the evening's presentation. So you learned a lot about what you need to take and what you need to do to get ready for college. And now you're going to find out a tremendous opportunity because you happen to be attending schools within the Eastside Alliance, and specifically the Eastside Union High School District. Dan Mosier and I, as we mentioned, we're both retired superintendents and also alumni of San Jose State. I'm an English learner, first generation. San Jose State literally transformed my life. I cannot say enough how important it was to me. And at this time, I would like to introduce to you Amanda Aldama Fernandez, who is our liaison with San Jose State, does a marvelous job coordinating with Ben. Ben also supports the summer program. And she's going to tell you about the Spartan Eastside Promise, the summer program, and what could be waiting for you as you begin to make plans for the future. Amanda, thank you so much for being with us here this evening.
Thank you so much for having me. I do apologize for being off video. My internet connection is a little slow this evening, so I want to make sure we stay connected. But I'll be talking about our SJSU admission requirements as well as the Spartan Eastside Promise. I'll make sure to put the link in the chat as well for your reference. So once again, my name is Amanda Aldama Fernandez. I am the Spartan Eastside Promise Program Lead at San Jose State University. So if you do have any questions regarding SJSU admissions requirements or this program, please feel free to reach out to me directly via email at eastsidepromise@sjsu.edu. As we're moving along, I do want to highlight that San Jose State University is actually the founding CSU in the California State University system, the nation's largest four-year public university system that prides ourselves on providing our students with a high-quality hands-on education that is student-centered. So what does this mean? Of course, there's projects, there's homeworks, and there's tests, but all of this is to prepare students for the current and future workforce demands, to not just learn the theory, but how to put that theory into practice. And for San Jose State specifically, the majority of our majors do require students to do an internship before they graduate. That way they are getting their work experience, building their resume and connections and their skills before even having a diploma in hand. Now, I do want to highlight our CSU system, as every CSU is going to vary in the majors that they offer, as well as being throughout the state of California, all the way north from Humboldt down south to San Diego. Each of us provides different opportunities with our location. So if you are interested in other CSUs, I highly recommend visiting calstate.edu/apply/choosing a campus That way you could be able to see which schools have which majors and be able to take a virtual tour of all 23 campuses. Now, what can you study at the CSU? There is over 4,100 majors available between the 23 CSU campuses, including animation illustration, architecture, hotel management, interior design, and so much more. For San Jose State specifically, again, we have over 134 different majors for you to choose from, and we are the top supplier of education, engineering, computer science, and business graduates to the Silicon Valley. As you can see by this map here, this is a visual representation of our proximity to some of the largest companies. Again, having that location, providing those connections for opportunities later down the line after you graduate and while you are a student here, as we support more than 25,000 jobs throughout the state of California. Now, taking a look at our campus, we are fairly large, located in downtown San Jose with over 36,000 students at SJSU. However, that being said, once again, we are providing students with the high quality hands-on education, meaning your education is about you. We want to make sure that you make the most of this experience. And to do that, our average classroom size is about 32 students to one professor. I was a student at SJSU myself, and in the entire time I went, I only had one class that was the big, large lecture style like the movies of 300 people. The rest were really small. Even my internship class was only 10 students, which is great to get to know other students for study groups and projects, but also to get to know your professor for letters of recommendation for those internships, jobs, and graduate school. Some of our rankings can be found here, such as we are the #3 best value college on the West Coast, as well as the #4 top public university offering bachelor's and master's degrees on the West Coast as well. This is a list of some of our most popular majors, such as animation illustration, aviation, computer science, engineering, which we are 3rd best in the nation for, business administration, television, radio, film, and the list goes on. As you'll be able to see on our website, you can scroll through all of the majors that we have, as well as 110 concentrations to find the major that best suits what you are looking to study. Now, part of this when you're going to college is not just finding the major. Of course, that is very important as you want to get your degree in that particular field, but you also want to see which college has support services that you're looking for, what opportunities are available in that area. And for San Jose State, being a Spartan myself, I can truly say it is a community of support. This is just a glimpse of some of the support services that we have, such as various academic advising centers, multiple cultural centers, our food pantry, and Undocu Spartans Resource Center. Again, just a glimpse of some of the services that we have, which you'll become very familiar with during our Eastside Union High School District Spartan Summer Program. This program is a transition program that we provide in partnership with the Eastside Education Foundation and the Eastside Union High School District to prepare students for their transition from high school to college, to make those connections to these resources and their academic advisors early on to have that successful start at SJSU. Now, sometimes students find their community in athletics, and if you are interested in athletics, we are Division I. We have 8 official men's teams, 12 official women's teams, have sent several Spartans off to the Olympics, with 20 of them placing in various medals. We also have multiple club sports, intramural sports, as well as esports available for our students. So for more information, make sure to check out our website, sjsuspartans.com. As for our facilities, we have several new as well as newly renovated facilities. One of our newest buildings on campus is our interdisciplinary science building, which is going to be a more efficient building on campus. Our Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Library is 8 floors of not just books, but also a student computing services center where students can reserve laptops and iPads as part of their tuition, use our music recording studio, learn how to use the Adobe software for movie editing, picture editing, as well as use our 3D printing lab. We have our student union, which has the most resources located in there, including my favorite resource, Starbucks, as well as our bowling alley. And then our Hammer Theater. So for those students that are interested in the theater arts, this is actually a professional theater we purchased from the city of San Jose to provide our students with that opportunity and connections. Now, in regards to our admission requirements, there are 3 things that we are looking at, which I'll go into over the next few slides. The main takeaway I want you to see here is all of our admission requirements are posted on our website, sjsu.edu/admissions. Everything is very transparent there, as well as the link to meet with a pre-admissions counselor such as myself if you do have any further questions. So to dive right into our admission requirements, the first thing that we're going to look at are those A through G classes that Ben had mentioned. We are looking for a C- or better in the A through Gs, looking specifically for 2 years of history, social science, 4 years of English, 3 years of mathematics, 2 years of a laboratory science, so 1 year of a biological science and 1 year of a physical science, 2 years of a language other than English, and it would have to be the same language, a year of visual performing arts, and a year of an elective. That can be any of these courses that are not being used to meet these minimums. Students are taking these courses from 9th through 12th grade and must enter all courses on the application when they are applying October 1st to November 30th of their senior year. However, as students will not have senior year grades yet at the time of application, it is the 10th and 11th grade A through G courses that are used to determine the GPA for provisional admission. We make our provisional admission offers in late February and early March based off of the information that is provided on the student's application. After the student has graduated, then we will verify their eligibility with those senior year grades with their final transcript. Now, the second thing that we are looking at is called the CSU Eligibility Index score. In past years, this has included GPA and test scores. However, the CSU has done away with its test score requirement, meaning that we are no longer requiring students to take the SAT or the ACT test to determine their admission eligibility. Instead, in addition to GPA, each CSU is going to use a set of supplemental factors, which vary per CSU. Our supplemental factors include being first generation, being a veteran, and or being eligible for the Cal State Applied Fee Waiver, in addition to being a local student, which we do have a local preference of a GPA boost that has historically been 0.25 upon evaluation. More information on this can be found on our admissions website listed here. Now, for our eligibility index score formula, the other thing to keep in mind with this is the minimum GPA is going to be a 2.5 for California residents and a 3.0 for non-residents to be eligible to apply. For San Jose State, as we are a fully impacted campus, we will not admit students that are below these GPA thresholds. Now, I mentioned something called impaction. What impaction means is that a campus receives greater applications from eligible students, but not enough spaces to offer admission. I also want to highlight that impaction does not mean impossible. As you can see on our admissions impaction website, the scores for each of our majors over the past several years. Now, I mention each of our majors because every single major at SJSU requires a different eligibility index score, and admission to the university is based off of students meeting the score for the major they are applying to. So once again, in order to receive admission offer from the university, students must meet not only the minimum CSU requirements, but also the eligibility index score for their intended major. Now, if a student does not meet that minimum score for their major, then they are not offered admission. However, if they are graduating from one of the qualifying Spartan Eastside Promise eligible schools in the Eastside Union High School District that can be found on our website, they have an opportunity to receive a guaranteed provisional admission offer to undeclared rather than being withdrawn, rather than having their application denied. So what does this look like? This will look like students applying in their senior year between October 1st and November 30th, again, graduating from one of the Spartan Eastside Promise qualifying schools, having completed their A through G courses with the C- or better, and having a minimum GPA of 2.75. That way, instead of their application being withdrawn, they are offered admission to undeclared, and then we'll work with an advisor as well as our program during the summer program to learn how to transition and declare a major at a later time. In addition to this, we have a wide variety of support services such as student workshops, one-on-one appointments, pre-admissions counseling, again, our summer program, and support from our peer mentors. The link will be in the chat for you shortly to be able to review this as well. Excuse me. Now, in regards to our admission requirements, you can find those on our website, as well as scan this QR code with your phone to be able to access everything that I talked about in even further detail. This Steps to Admission brochure covers the requirements for not only freshmen, but also potential transfer students going to a community college and then transferring to San Jose State, as well as has multiple resources such as videos on financial aid, housing, and our student support services. So make sure that you check this out as well. In addition to this, students, again, I want to reiterate, if you are a senior, you are applying October 1st through November 30th of this year at calstate.edu/apply. So do make sure that you check out that website, see which schools you are applying to. There's also a guide to fill out this application in its entirety. So make sure that you review that. We are also hosting workshops on the application as well as virtual open houses. We have in-person campus tours as well as Saturday tours on the weekend. So if you are interested in attending one of these workshops or taking a campus tour, make sure to visit our events. I also see a question in the chat if this information is available in Spanish. This is something that we are working on, but we do have some information available in Spanish as well as Vietnamese on our website. Lastly, our financial aid office is also hosting workshops on the financial aid application and has some open Q&A. So if you have any questions, do make sure to register or visit their website at sjsu.edu/FASO, Financial Aid and Scholarship Office. My information is here. If you do have any other questions, it is also in the chat for you as well. Thank you so much.
Amanda, thank you so much. You can add questions in the chat room, or you have Amanda's personal information. You are fortunate, being within the Eastside Alliance and Eastside Union High School District, that you have access to the Spartan Eastside Promise, because you have to meet the requirements. So there isn't like, it's not a free ride. You do have to meet the minimum academic requirements, the A to G requirements, and the grade point average, but it allows you access to San Jose State. And Amanda mentioned the summer program, and the summer program, which the Eastside Education Foundation funds, is coordinated by Amanda and assisted as well with Ben. And it provides a transition for the students who are enrolling into San Jose State in the summer, where you have the opportunity to learn about the university and register classes. And Amanda coordinates that program as well. So thank you so much for being with us here this evening. At this time, I want to share something real quickly before we get to the students. If we can get Kirsten to the scholarships, I can just go ahead and just get into it. But we do have an opportunity. One of the areas that the Eastside Education Foundation funds are scholarships for students who are attending San Jose State. And one of the reasons that we work hard to raise money and from our various donors, I noticed, I'm going to thank them later on, but we have a couple here, Linda Green and John Hogan. Thank you both. And I'm going to thank their organizations down the line who have helped us with funding the summer program as well as the scholarships. This is what you need to do to be eligible for the scholarships. So with the next slide, you need to, of course, to be graduating from the Eastside Union High School District, planning on attending San Jose State University, attend the Spartan Summer Program, which really gives you kind of a head start to find out about the university. And what we know is that students who go through our Spartan Summer Program are still at school at a higher rate at the end of their first year than students who do not, the regular university. So we know that it's working. Amanda and Ben and the team do a marvelous, marvelous job. You are a first-year student, and we also focus, not only first-year students, but also second, third, and fourth-year students are also eligible for the scholarships. We focus on first generation. So if you're if you're like me, the first person in your family to go to college, you get a little extra credit and emphasis in terms of receiving the scholarship. At this point, we have a special treat for you. I'd like to introduce to you a student panel so you can hear directly from some students who are not that much older than you. They're attending San Jose State right now. They're from the East Side High School District. They attended the summer program. They've been scholarship recipients. And I would like to introduce to you Ni Huang, Malaya Mosqueda, Melina Ozaba, and Valerie Valle. And we're going to have a little question and answer period with them. And feel free to ask your own questions of them as you kind of go along. So first of all, thank you very much to the students for being with us this evening and taking time out of your school schedule to be here for this presentation. So I want to start off with just asking you a couple questions here. And we're going to start with you, Ani. So just so you kind of know, kind of give you a heads up, going to be asking you the first question here. And what has surprised you the most about college? Like, you have your perception of what it's going to be. What surprised you the most?
Yeah, so hi, first of all, my name is Nhi. I am a first year student marketing and majoring in marketing. And so my first surprise about college is just how much support there is for us students. Because when back in high school, we were always told by our high school teacher that, oh, college is a much scarier experience compared to high school. But once we get to high school, there's so much resources for us, like tutoring center or like wellness center. And so I was just surprised by how contradicting to our high school teachers saying about college. And there is always support for us students.
Thank you, Ni. How about you, Valerie? What surprised you the most about college?
For me, I would say that there was a lot of terms going into college. So you're kind of in this environment right now in high school. Like I have Swoop, I have Naviance, I'm comfortable with that platform. And then once you move to, college, like for me, I attended San Jose State, I learned what is a unit, what is Canvas, what are deadlines, like all these different things, like what is a semester, like going from like a school to a campus, like learning a lot of different terms that were really important, like learning from the beginning to end, because I'm a fourth year now. So I have a little bit more experience with all these terms, but just recognizing how important they are and like how they can really help you succeed.
Yeah. So like me, you talked about like the support that you received, and Valerie, you're talking about, sometimes we take things for granted for those of us that have been through college, but if you've never been through college and you start thinking of semester, units, and you have to take general and all these different terms, they're kind of new. And it's something that you have to kind of learn. Now that you're a veteran, you're a senior, you can share with other people. So thank you for that. Malaya, what surprised you the most?
So hello everyone, my name is Malaya. I am a third year at San Jose State majoring in multiple subject teaching, so elementary school teaching. And something that surprised me is that, growing up, I feel like a lot of people from around like San Jose growing up, they're thinking, oh, like San Jose State, like we're not going to go to San Jose State. We want to go somewhere else because it's just in our backyard. It's nothing special. But I could have had that mindset going into it, but it really surprised me how amazing and welcoming and how campus has a huge student life, and there's always something happening like every single week. And it just surprised me how involved like the social aspect and different activities and all of these amazing things that San Jose State provides to make like students happy or just get involved, creating that environment really surprised me. And just stepping into that environment with a kind of a bad mindset, but I was able to really make a lot of new friends and be very involved on campus. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm very surprised that I was very involved in that sense, even being a commuter.
Sometimes, when something is right in our backyard, we don't necessarily think of it special till you actually experience it. And you get a chance to say, hey, wait a minute, this is pretty good. And for those of you in the audience that have never set foot on that campus, it's a beautiful campus. They have a new student union, and you can see the vibrant activities that are there on the campus. So thank you for sharing that. Melina, how about you? What surprised you?
Hi, my name is Melina. I'm a second year and my major is education with the focus on elementary school. Hey, Malaya. I've also been interested in marketing though.
Oh, good.
As well. But so what has surprised me about college, that I was a lot more prepared for it than I thought I was. And I think part of that I can attribute to the high school that I went to and the community that I grew up in. I'm very, very grateful to have grown up growing up in the Evergreen community, growing up in the east side of San Jose. I think that going into college, I had already an idea of what it was going to be like. And I think that it's important to go to class, take your notes, and turn in your assignments, and you're set. I think that was what surprised me the most, was that it was just boom, boom, boom.
First of all, I think your teachers, your principal, and your superintendent would love to hear the fact that you felt prepared. That's really good. The other thing, when you just said, like, turn in your assignments and so forth, I think you've all experienced this. You're adults when you go there. I mean, no one calls your parents. If you don't do your work, it's up to you. There isn't someone that says, hey, right. You have to kind of develop it. You're adults, and you're basic. In fact, a lot of people don't know the grades get sent to you. They don't get sent to your parents. So you're adults and you're kind of on your own. Valerie, I have a question. Just going around here. What do you wish you knew when you were in middle school and or high school that you wish you knew about college then?
One of the biggest things I wish I knew, I'll say this as a just a quick little tip. Definitely invest in good walking shoes, because you will be walking a lot. I know I walked I want to say miles and miles on my first day, but I was excited. And another thing that I would tell myself would be, you don't have to take all your general requirements at San Jose State. You can also take them at a community college. And I found out I saved a lot of money that way. And I don't know about you guys, but I also live in Silicon Valley, and it's pretty expensive right now. So, every, dollar does help. But I would definitely say that, and, just making sure that if you need help or if you need resources, San Jose State, is there for me, and it can be there for you too. So definitely reach out, for tutoring. I know some people might say, oh, I know the material the back of my hand. And it's okay, but there can also be different resources that you might need. And that's completely okay. I remember my first year, I struggled a little bit with statistics, but I went to tutoring and I actually got an A in the class. So definitely just reaching out. I know it's scary because, being a first year and thinking, oh my gosh, I have professors, I don't have teachers anymore, I have a bigger class size, what's going on. But definitely everyone is there to help you. Definitely reach out to professors. They're actually really cool. Some of them might say, you can call me by my first name, So they have really cool personalities. They've done research. So definitely reach out. I know it's scary, but definitely maybe write it beforehand. Say, hey, I wanted to reach out. I'm in your class. Is there any opportunities? So definitely reach out if you need it.
Yeah, that's a good point that you bring up. That's good for the people listening to know that there is help when you're there. It's not like you're not out there on an island. If you're struggling with a class, there's tutoring. You can get some help and help you along the way. And Dan, we may have to give our walking shoes as prizes.
There you go.
For our summer program. We may have to add that now that we know that that's kind of a tip with that. Nee, how about you? What do you wish you knew when you were in middle school?
I just wish that how much people I'm going to meet when I'm on campus, because there's so much of diversity on college campuses, especially at San Jose State, where I meet people who may be from a different city or even a whole different country. And then I just get to learn so much about them and their different cultures. And so I think that that would have been a positive reason for me to anticipate going to college rather than being scared to go to college.
It's a good point. I know for a lot of us, we have lifelong friends that you meet in college, and you meet a lot of different people from all over the place, right? You can meet them from all over the country and even sometimes all over the world. So thank you for sharing that. Malaya, how about you? What do you wish you knew?
I wish I knew, so kind of going off of what Valerie said, taking courses online or just at community colleges, you could even start as young as in high school. You could do like during summer, the summer sessions, and they can still count towards your college credits. I've done that in high school actually, just with one course, and I was able to apply it to my college course units as well. But it definitely saves a lot of money, saves you time, and because taking advantage of like summer and winter breaks, they're like a month or two long. So that's perfect time to take a course if you're planning on graduating early or wanting to be on track. And luckily for me, doing that has helped me graduate early. So I'm a third grade, but I'm graduating at the end of this spring because I took advantage of those online classes and at community college.
As you're able to get out a little bit sooner.
Yes.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
transfer. There's so many different courses that you can transfer units.
Yeah, really good. Thank you very much. And Melina, how about you? What do you wish you knew?
This might sound a little bit obscure, but just hear me out. I was one of those kids who, when I was younger, I swore up and down that colleges were going to check off every last little warm up at the beginning of the class that you did and grade it and put it into your record. And they don't do that. So to any students watching, they don't check your middle school grades, and it's grade anxiety. You don't have to have it in middle school. And also that high school is much bigger than middle school, and college is much bigger than high school, and the world is much bigger than college, and it goes on and on. So don't beat yourself up over any little mistakes that you make in either high school or middle school regarding academics or any personal mistakes. You'll be fine.
That is really, really important. Really important for the people out there, the students in particular. The world's not going to end in middle school because something doesn't go perfectly right. It's not going to end in high school. It's not going to end in college, by the way, for those of you there. It may seem like it, but it's not. And I think that's excellent advice to keep in mind that, it may seem large, but you'll be able to handle it. And I really appreciate you saying that, which kind of leads me to the final question. And kind of, Melina, you kind of alluded to that, and I'll come around to you, but I'll start over here with Malaya. So what advice would you give students that are listening, or if you went back into time to talk to yourself, the middle school Malaya, and you wanted to say something, what would you say to yourself? What advice would you give yourself?
I would say to really cherish the moments in high school, especially with the people you surround yourself with, or the activities that you're involved in. For me in high school, I was very involved in sports and leadership and theater. And I take all of those memories for granted because I had such great memories, and I wish I was able to experience this now. But I would say also to don't let school really get to your head. In a sense, yes, school is very important, get good grades, but when it comes to like AP classes, the stress is not worth it. Like I think AP classes are definitely important if you want to like boost your GPA, get those college credits, but you can get those college credits and units another way. Like I said, community college classes. And I think I was just stressed out so much just because of school that it was a little bit hard for me to really enjoy my youth and enjoy my time in high school and middle school, or mainly high school. So just making sure you're I guess living life to the fullest and making sure you're happy, because lately a lot of burnout in college students and even high school students is very prominent, and them not being happy in what they're doing and just being stressed out all the time, and not enjoying their high school lives.
Kind of like live for the moment. How
Yeah.
important was the summer program to help you into transition, Malaya, when you graduated from high school and you went through that?
Definitely. Well, it was on Zoom, just because college was on Zoom
Was
as
it a pandemic?
well.
Right. Mhm.
Yes, but it really helped me just know about how to even register for classes. Like I was, just because of the summer program, I was like one step ahead of all of my classmates that didn't attend the summer program, especially when it came to like freshman orientation. It was kind of like, oh, I know how to do that. Like it was very helpful, and it helped me even till now, like just being more prepared and being more comfortable with the campus, even though it was virtual in the beginning.
Good. Yeah. Thank you. Nee, same with you. What advice would you give yourself, and also how helpful was the summer program for you in terms of the transition?
Going off of what Malaya said, I would say spend more time with your family and friends, because I was one of those students who's kind of like stressed over the grades in high school. But then I realized that as I entered college, that college does get busier. And so you have less time to spend your friends and with your family. But right now in high school and middle school, you should definitely spend time with your families and create memories, because I know that some students might be going far away for college too, which is make you prone to homesickness. But just right now, create and cherish those memories. For the summer program, luckily, I was able to have in-person sessions. And so through the summer program, I actually met some friends, and it made me like feel less lonely as I entered college. And as Malaya said, the summer program helped me plan out my 4-year track, which ensures me that I'll be on track to graduating in 4 years.
Thank you. I can almost guarantee you that all us older folks that are listening to you here, we would say to you, enjoy your college years too. So while you're doing it.
Actually,
Valerie, how about you? What advice would you give to yourself in middle school, and how important was the summer school program for you?
For me, if I have one thing just to say for this like entire workshop, I would say take all the opportunities that come your way. For me, I'm a first gen, and I went through the Spartan Eastside Promise program, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. If I could do it again, I would do it again. But I learned so much just about the campus. I learned how to enroll for classes. I learned like about college life. I learned like so many different opportunities that were there that I didn't even know about. And something you might learn in college is something called the hidden curriculum, which actually goes against first generation college students. Like they don't know like their first year research that's really good. They don't know about resumes. They don't know about like going to the career center. They don't know all these things, and that's not their fault because you know if they're first gens, and like your family is there to support you. You know, like we're here to support you. You know, that's why we're all here. And like going through that program really helped. Like I went from freshman year like not knowing that much, you know, to knowing so much more because of the program. And now I'm a 4th year. I joined 2 honor societies. I'm the president of one. Like I have 2 minors coming my way for sign language and leadership. And like I wouldn't have got there without this program. I learned so many different things. I met a lot of different people. And like just coming as a first gen, like if that doesn't make my mom proud, I don't know what will. But it makes me proud. It makes me proud to be part of this program, and definitely like be representative, like for how much it will help, you know, you as a student. So I'd highly recommend it. Like take all the opportunities that come your way. Because
Yeah.
imposter
And the
syndrome
support and those opportunities are there, right? They're there. Yeah, that's good. And finally, Malene, how about you? Well, you kind of gave some excellent advice earlier to yourself. So what would you want to add to it or repeat it? And
I'll make it
how was
quick.
the
I'll
summer
wrap it.
program for you?
Sorry. Just kind of similar to what Valerie said, to take all the opportunities that you're given right now. Everyone's trying to help you. So if as much of it as you can take in, do that. And train yourself, set yourself up to develop good study habits and to succeed in school, to become academic. And I think most importantly, to find a balance in life. I think balance is one of the most important things regarding academic, work, social, romantic, any aspect of life. Balance is incredibly important. It's good for sanity.
Thank you. You are all way mature beyond your years. I can't just say enough to thank you enough. And I hope the students listening and the parents listening take your advice to heart. And I want to thank all of you again for participating, the highlight of the whole evening and the presentation. Thank you so much. All, I really appreciate it. At
Thank
this
you.
time, this will conclude our evening. We have some thank yous. If I can have Kirsten pop up the slides, and we have people that have helped us and support us in our work. These wonderful students. I'd like to thank the House Family Foundation, Ross Stores, Supervisor Otto Lee, Supervisor Cindy Chavez, Linda Green from the Education Opportunity Fund. I know Linda is on this evening. Thank you for coming in, Linda. And one of our very earliest supporters, Excite Credit Union, and John Hogan is there. And John, I'm going to give you just a couple minutes here to kind of share about the Excite Credit Union and the opportunity. Kirsten, could you get John on so we can just share a little bit about the college savings program? There you go, John. You're on.
Hi, Manny. Thank you.
This was not planned. This is kind of impromptu. So go ahead, John.
Yeah. What an amazing panel. Thank you, ladies, for that, and the whole team for putting this together. I just want to talk to the group quickly about some financial opportunities that are out there that should be accessible. Want to make sure people are aware of. The state of California just this year launched a brand new program called Cal Kids, and they have put $500 on deposit for college savings for every low to moderate income student in the state. It's brand new. Most folks don't know about it. But hopefully the educators and the students on the call can go to calkids.org and learn about it. And for NE and other first-year students, if you were a senior last year and you qualified as low to moderate income, you're also eligible for this $500. So make sure you tell your fellow first years about this to look for it. So I encourage you to do that. And the credit union itself, we have a savings program that will help freshmen, high school freshmen who put in $25 a year. So if they put in 100 during high school, our program will return $320 to them through matches and interest. And if you're a senior right now, if you put in $25 before the end of the year, you'll get $125 back when you turn 18. And that might barely pay for a pair of walking shoes. But that's it, Manny. I put this little bit of information in the chat. But
thank you very much,
more,
John. And there's information is right there. And again, I want to thank Excite Credit Union. They have really supported the students in the East Side and also supported our foundation. Thank you for being with us here this evening. And some final thank yous. Kirsten, if you could pop up the final slide. And I want to thank our Eastside Education Foundation team, Peter Allen, who did all the background stuff and all the setting up Zoom and all that, kind of getting everyone connected. Thank you so much, Peter. Kirsten Liebman, who's been handling all the background stuff during this entire session. Amanda, you heard from. Thank you so much for the work you do at San Jose State on behalf of the Spartan Eastside Promise and the students in Eastside. Bin Liu for the presentation, and also she's there to support students while you're over there in the Eastside Union High School District. And of course, our marvelous students, Nee, Malaya, Melina, and Valerie. Thank you again for just an absolutely terrific job. And finally, want to give a little bit of a shout out here. We do kind of shout outs for some partner groups that do the same thing. South County CalSoap, which is different than the CalSoap that's in the east side, is celebrating their 20 years of service. And we just want to do a little shout out for them for the work that they do in helping students in the South County have access to college. And finally, a thank you to the Santa Clara County Office of Education. Want to thank Dana Richards, the coordinator who put on this whole event for College Day. Thank you so much, Dana. And his assistant, Sharon Gonzalez, who did so much of the background work. I want to thank everyone for attending this evening, and I want to turn it over to Dana for some final comments.
Great, Manny. Thank you so much. I just really want to once again thank the audience and thank all the presenters for taking time out tonight. The County Office of Education motto is "We are stronger together." And the wisdom and the care and the community spirit that you all embodied tonight is really inspiring and really heartening, and certainly evidence that we are indeed stronger together. So I wish you all well, and on behalf of the county office and the College Day 2022 Level Up planning team that put so much into this, have a good evening, and thank you very much.